Hi, I'm Brent Campbell. Today we're talking about the diet industry, a podcast I've been turned on to in recent months, which is called Maintenance Phase. It's presented from the perspective of defending fat people for their right to be fat and no longer get judged for it. I'm more than sympathetic to their point of view. I'm empathetic as a guy who has been fat most of his life. They bring out some important points. Besides, shaming people never compels them to change their behavior. The fact remains, though, that carrying extra weight is detrimental to your health. So there are many viewpoints to consider, all of which hold water one way or another. I've weighed them all, I think. The first time I went on a diet when I was 10, I was already a good 30 pounds overweight. And so my mom and I went into the local diet center to get on the program. We ate cardboard and lost our goal weight over one summer, and then promptly turned around and gained all the weight back the next year. Does that sound familiar? Soon after, I discovered exercise, and then I matured into a teenage boy with the metabolism to match, which bailed me out temporarily. And then I hit my 20s, and much like many Americans, I began packing on a few pounds year after year. After social media marketing exploded on the scene and the big brands were moving quickly to adapt around 2009-2010, given my personal lifelong struggle with my weight and professional background in health and social media marketing, I was delighted when Weight Watchers, now WW, during the Jennifer Hudson campaign, hired me as a full-time consultant to advise them and help build their social marketing program, reaching hundreds of thousands of Weight Watchers on their journey to thinner, healthier versions of themselves. That experience taught me a lot, even as the stressful gig led me to gain at least 10 pounds. Then, by the time my first kid came along, I was obese and in denial that I was. My way of life as a professional husband and new dad, burning the candle at both ends, was slowly killing me. I didn't know what to look for at the time, but I could actually feel it. I was achy and sore. I felt terrible all the time. I didn't sleep well, and though you'd think I'd have known better, I didn't realize that a diet of pizza, Diet Coke, Starbucks, and whatever else I could use for fuel, as I ran from meeting to meeting, to the office, and back to our Queens apartment, was taking away years from both my lifespan and health span. Of course, back then, I had never heard the term health span, nor would I have known what it meant. I was caught up in a rat race, and all I'd ever be was a rat at the rate I was going. It was toxic. I loathed it, and it was destroying me. But I needed to provide for my new and growing family. And so I pushed my physical and mental health aside and kept going with little thought of the consequences. Then I got that call from Dad in 2015 when everything for me changed forever. And here I am today, sharing with you what I've learned so that you can take your health back too. I remember when I was 26, sitting at the sauna at the Equinox off Union Square in Manhattan, talking to another regular who was jacked, and I was anything but. He told me diet is everything. I nodded along, as though I understood when I didn't have a clue. Why does it take us so long to realize basic truths? You've got me, though I can theorize. We'll get into that as I have lived to tell. I will talk with you about the diets, which ones work for different people over the long run, and which can't possibly. We've all heard of the Ketogenic versus Atkins versus Paleo versus vegan versus vegetarian versus Pegan diets. There have been so many over the years, fasting from one thing or another. Essentially, keto is fasting from carbs, vegetarianism is fasting from meat, vegan is fasting from all animal food products. Pegan, the diet I follow 80 to 90% of the time, combines the best approaches of vegan and paleo, ensuring the nutrition your body needs to function optimally. Meanwhile, intermittent fasting is fasting from food at regular time intervals, and the list goes on. Sorting through these options without an understanding of how food affects the body would overwhelm anyone. So, which is best for you? Well, it depends. But this much is for sure. Don't fool yourself when you're eating junk food, no matter what it says on the label. Again, we'll get into it. On a related note, if you're wondering why fasting is so important, we'll get into that a lot. Fasting done well is a game changer, adding years to your life and quality to those years. Personally, it helps me manage my weight, my energy, and my time so that I can get the most out of every day. When I first heard the concept, I thought it was crazy. When I first attempted it, it terrified me, the thought of going without food. Then I tried it, got busy, forgot about my old 3-square meal routine, and my body adapted. Little did I know at the time that there are simple things you can do to make fasting much easier, like drinking black coffee with MCT oil and lots of water. Your body craves and requires water more than it craves food. Giving your gut or microbiome time to rest, recover, and clean out the dead mitochondria, the powerhouses of your body's cells, is crucial to a long, healthy life. This process is called autophagy, and we'll get into that too. The best news is all of this is easier to do than you think when you fast, whichever diet you follow. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe so you can stay tuned. See you next time.